Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. I was searching on the internet, shopping around like I always do for stuff for wreaths or wreath kits, whatever's new out there. And I was on my favorite site, www.uniqueinthecreek.com, which is a fellow Canadian distributor and entrepreneur, creator, artist, etc., etc. Hi Lori, if you're watching. I was on her website and I saw this Angel kit, and I cannot lie, it was an immediate buy. B-U-Y, not B-Y-E. I put that thing in the cart so fast and checked out, and I had it delivered within a couple of days, which was really great. So today, I'm going to be using an Angel Wreath kit from Unique in the Creek. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you what I made. Here is the Angel kit that I purchased off of Unique in the Creek. Let's grab my scissors, open it up, and see what is included. So we have a triangular shaped wreath board, pre-cut deco mesh in 10" by 10". 1.5" gold ribbon. This is wired ribbon. This stuffed hair angel. We have some angel wings. We have to have wings for an angel. 6" cable ties and some pipe cleaners. And of course, I'm going to use my regular crafting utensils that are not included in the kit. Here is a list and the website where I purchased the kit. If you can't find the kit or if it's sold out, here's a list of all of the items for today's project. I'm going to start off making our bundles. Now, we don't have to cut today because our deco mesh is pre-cut. All I'm going to do is take my cable tie and I'm just going to close it a little bit, just leaving a loop and a tail. I'm not going to fully close it. Then I'm going to take my square, make it into a diamond shape, bring the bottom point to the top. Now we're going to create a little diamond shape. Draw an imaginary line right down the center, and then we're going to gather it together down that imaginary line. So once you gather it all together, you can kind of see it looks like a Lorax mustache. We've got that big mustache shape going on there. I'm going to turn it on its side, and then I'm just going to pinch right at the bottom and gather it together at the bottom. So we create kind of little angel wings, if you will. Then we're going to grab that cable tie, feed it right at the edge there, and I'm coming maybe about 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch from the bottom, and then I'm just going to pull that really tight to keep it together. Cut the excess off, and there we go. We've created our first bundle, and like I said, it kind of looks like angel wings, which is very fitting for today's wreath. So again, we're taking our deco mesh square, a cable tie, preloading that cable tie, and then we're going to create a diamond shape. Fold it over, creating a triangle shape, draw our imaginary line, gather it together such that we have that little mustache shape. Then we're going to gather it right at that bottom, slide the cable tie in there, pull it tight, cut the excess off, creating another angel wing. I'm going to do the exact same process, and I'm going to do that in the white and in the gold. So you see here I'm doing the gold now with the exact same process we just did previously. Now, all in total, I did 28 bundles for the white, 9 bundles for the gold. So that's a total of 27 bundles. So if you're doing one color or 2 colors, we need 27 bundles in total for what I'm going to create today for our angel. Here is that triangle wreath board. You can see it has a whole bunch of rows of the cutout circles already, and they come in pairs. So there's little sets you can see here, they're paired together. And what we're going to do is we're going to use one row, we're going to leave the next row blank, use another row, leave that row blank, so on and so forth all the way to the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preload with the cable ties that are available in the kit, and I'm not closing them off. You can kind of see there that I just allow it to snap a couple of times. We created a little loop, and then I move on to the next one. So our full row is there with all of our open cable ties, and that's what it looks like at the back. So again, we're going to skip the next row, then we're going to add cable ties, skip this row, add cable ties, skip this row, add cable ties. Now once that's all loaded, it looks like this, and then I'm going to move on to our next row. So you see it's a little bit different. We have spaces in between our sets or our pairs of holes. I'm pointing it out right here. What we're going to do is we're going to put a cable tie in the sets, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a cable tie in between the two sets, sharing the holes. For that row, skip a row, and then we're going to do it for row number 2 as well. So once it's all loaded, here is what our loaded wreath board looks like. We are all set for our deco mesh. I'm going to start at the very bottom row. I'm going to start with my white deco mesh. So I'm placing that right in the cable tie that's attached to the wreath board. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure the cable tie that's holding the deco mesh together is on the inside of the cable tie attached to the wreath board. Whoa, that was a lot to say. So you can kind of see here when I pull it, it doesn't pull out. So that's the reason why I'm doing that. So again, we're just putting that deco mesh right in that cable tie attached to the board, making sure the cable tie on the end of our deco mesh bundle is on the inside. Pull that other cable tie tight, cut off the excess, and our deco mesh is nice and secure in there. And the pattern that I'm going to use for this row here is I'm going to do 3 white bundles on one side, 3 white bundles on the opposite side like you're seeing right here, and then in the middle what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 gold deco mesh bundles right in the middle. Again, 3 at one side of the white, 3 at the other side of the white, 3 in the middle of that gold, and once it's done, I'm going to move on to our next row. And again, I'm going to do 3 white deco meshes on each side. And then in the center, I'm going to do 2 pieces of the gold deco mesh, attaching those on there, cutting the excess off. And then I'm going to move on to my next available row, where I'm going to do again the 3 and the 3 of the white on each side. And this time around, we're going to do 1 of the gold pieces of deco mesh. Cut the excess cable ties off, and then guess what? We're moving to the next round, where this time I'm going to do 2 white on one side, 2 white on the other, 1 gold right in the middle. Once that's all done, again, moving on to our next row, and we're going to do the same thing. 2 of white on each side, 1 of the gold right in the middle. Cut those excess off, and then our final one, I'm going to do 1 white on each side, kind of on an angle so it looks like a collar, 1 gold piece right in the middle, and then I'm going to take the white deco mesh and place it right on top of the gold such that it looks like a collar. Once that's all done, we have the angel's robe all complete with that gold underneath. I pick it up to take a look at it. I'm happy with that, so now we can continue on with our angel wreath. The next thing I'm going to do is you can see there's the row, it's the first row, and I'm going to use the 2 inside holes and attach a cable tie in there. Again, we're not going to attach it tightly on there, we're going to leave it looped. This is going to be the hanger for our angel wreath, so I want to get that on there before I forget about it. Here's the back side, and you can see this is how we can attach it to our door or our wall, wherever we want to put it. Right here, I'm just figuring out how I want to attach the angel wings, whether they're going to face down or whether I want them facing out. I decided in the end I wanted them to face out, and I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to place those angel wings. I'm going to use the existing holes on the 3rd row, and in the 2 middle rows, I'm going to attach a cable tie, and then at the very end of the wing, attach another cable tie that's going to attach to that cable tie on the wreath board. This way, it'll be nice and secure on one end, and it's not going to go anywhere. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other wing. So attach a cable tie on the wing clip right at the end. Put that through the cable tie on our wreath board, and then once that's all together, then I'm going to pull all of those cable ties nice and tight. So right now they're kind of loose, but then once everything's attached, I'm going to pull it all tight, cut those excess tails off of the cable ties, and we have 1 point of attachment for our wings. I wanted a second point of attachment, so on the same row at the very end, that hole, I put another cable tie, wrapped it around the base of that wing, and I did the exact same thing on the other side. The very last hole in the same row. Of course, you can choose any holes to put it on there if you want it lower or higher. This is where I thought it was perfect for how I was going to do my wings. For the back of the angel head, there was wires already, but I took those off. I wanted to use cable ties instead. So all I did was I took my X-Acto knife and I very carefully cut out 2 holes where I'm going to place 2 pieces of the cable tie. So you can kind of see here I have one at the top and one pretty much at the middle of the back of the head. Then with our wreath board facing down and our angel head facing down, all I do is I feed those cable ties through rows 1 and 2, those 2 middle holes. So we have 2 points of contact for that head, and it's not going to bob around and it's going to stay nice in place. We're going to pull those cable ties tight, cut the excess off, but be careful not to cut that hanger cable tie we have already, and our beautiful head is attached for our angel. Now, of course, we do need a finishing touch, and it wouldn't be a Dave's Recent Things without doing a bow. So I'm going to take some of that glitter, it's 1.5 inch glitter ribbon, cut one piece at 18 inches, cut the next piece at 14 inches, and one piece at 4 inches. And then I'm going to do one really long one cut at 36 inches. Now, this 36-inch piece, I'm going to fold in half, cut on an angle to create a nice little finishing touch of the dovetail. And I'm going to do that on both sides of this. Now, this is the tail, so I'm just going to put it off to the side for now. And what I'm going to do for the other pieces is I'm just going to, on the first little one, fold it into thirds. So the first half, add a little line of hot glue, fold it over. The second half, fold that over as well. And then once that's all dry, put it to the side. We're going to take my stapler and create little discs with our remaining ribbon, and this is the 18-inch and the 14-inch ribbon. So once that's all done, I'm going to grab a cable tie, and I'm going to grab that tail as well as grab a pipe cleaner to create our little bow. So the seam is at the bottom, right in the middle. We place those 2 pieces right on top of each other, find my center, flip it over so the good side faces down, put my cable tie right in the center, again finding that center, grabbing our tail, gathering it together into a V shape, placing it face down, making sure it's right in the center of our cable tie, and I'm also going to place our pipe cleaner in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that cable tie, and again, we're going to loosely put it together at first. I'm not pulling it tight right away. I'm going to flip it over, make sure it's in the center. I have to make adjustments here because it wasn't really in the center, which is totally fine. We can adjust it. That's why we're not tightening it right away. Once I'm happy with that, I make sure everything is put together and in the proper place. Then I'm just going to squish right in the middle, pull that cable tie, and make sure everything is attached nice and tightly. Cut the excess off of the cable tie, grab our little piece of ribbon, add a little bit of hot glue in the center, place our ribbon right down on there, and then I'm going to add more hot glue at the back and fold over that piece of small ribbon. This is going to cover our cable tie so we don't see it, and of course it adds a little finishing touch on there. Add some more glue, fold that top portion over, hold it there for a bit, and then of course we have to do it. Even though it's a small bow, it is fluffing time. I'm going to fluff up that little bow, and just as a little added bonus on there, I decided to use just a little pearl. So I have a small little drawer of pearls. I'm going to add a little bead of hot glue right in the center and one little pearl just to kind of finish off our little bow for our angel. A nice angelic bow, if you will. Then I'm going to take that bow, and the pipe cleaners, all I'm going to do is find a couple of holes right in the center. It actually ended up being where that last gold deco mesh was. Twist it in the back, cut off the excess, and then I'm going to add a little bead of hot glue on there. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's going to stay attached, and then I'm going to cover it with just a scrap piece of that gold ribbon. making sure it's all nice and covered and it looks nice on the back side as well. Once it's all dry, here we go. We have our little angelic angel just smiling away with that gold ribbon, the white and gold robe, and of course those angelic wings just stretching across my door. It just makes me smile, and I love that little gold halo with the gold hair as well, and the finishing touch of that pearl on our big bow. A beautiful angelic wreath from Unique in the Creek. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new project. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.